All right, what's going on, guys? It is freaking cold outside. We have the wood stove going, and we need to cut some wood up, fit inside. So right now, I'm having an issue where I need to chop the wood with the chainsaw. There's a bunch of old wood that was left here by the previous owner. It's too long for my wood stove, so I need to chop it down. I'm using my chainsaw right now. I just have this little DeWalt chainsaw that I'm using. Not really little. Works pretty good for inside. My dad would say he probably had to sit outside splitting and cutting wood with a chainsaw and 40-mile-an-hour winds and blizzards. The Yeti attacking them. You know how it goes. So I just basically want a simple stand that stands up on its own, can be stored away easy, and is obviously strong enough to hold a couple pieces of wood. And I want its overall length to be so that makes it easy to cut the right length of wood for the wood stove. Right now, got this nice wood stove rolling. Produces plenty of heat for my shop. My shop's a little under insulated right now, but that's another project for another day. So does a good job though. Holds a good amount of wood. A little bit under 2,000 square foot shop. All right, with that being said, let's get rolling. Yeah, we're really going for that full pin weld. Nothing less, structural wise, super necessary. All right, we got the first one tacked up. We're gonna do the exact same to the second one here, and I'll get right back to you. Oh, that didn't work out too bad. Say it could have worked out worse. It's one thing I need to get fixed up in my shop is I need to figure out a whole drill situation, along with figuring out the whole welding table situation and plasma table situation, and more situations the better. Oh, these are some high quality drill bits. I always recommend some people get high quality drill bits. It's fighting through the Harbor Freight ones, you can do it, but once you finally get your hands on a set of really good drill bits, your whole life kind of changes a little bit. Oh, I haven't even checked if this is the right size yet. Oh, thank God. We're good. We got both those done. Let's go ahead and get them put together, get our stops made up, and we'll go from there. So in theory, she'll be sitting like this. Nothing's easier than when you're being watched, right? There's a couple of constants in life. One of them being that anything you weld will warp. Oh yeah, there we are. Have to get the old hammer out for this one. So yeah, basic concept. Hold her out, stack it full of wood, you're good to go. Next thing I want to do is I want to install some stops so that it doesn't just infinitely slide apart on me like that. So I kind of feel like I want it to hold a lot of wood. I definitely don't want to be breaking my back, but bending over all the time with a chainsaw, you're gonna be sitting like this, but I want to hold a decent amount of wood. So say something like that looks pretty good to me. Let me go grab some little piece of metal. Yeah, now we got her figured out. All right, check this out. So we'll set her right on top. And then she comes down. She'll catch right where she needs to. That'll work out just all right. We'll tack one up. All right, I think we got her squared where we want. I'm gonna throw a couple of tacks on and see if it's what we want. That tack will do what we want it to do. Let's see if we got her what we want. That still closes up. Opens up right where we want. So, you can't argue with that too much. It's a simple, quick build. Just something to fulfill a purpose. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and weld this out, and we'll get back to you. You guys aren't gonna get any arc shots, but I'll let you watch me here. I feel like welding reminds us that we're all human. We make mistakes. Unless you're really good at it, then you're a superhuman. Whoa. We got a little hot. Ooh, that one was all over the place. That'll be all right. Hopefully. Roll a little downhill here. One across top, call it good. Wrap all of our corners. Sure would like to say I hit it there. Ooh. That ain't good. Tried that tip. Close enough. Another pro tip for you. I do like having a separate grinding mask from my welding hood, because whenever I turn off the darkening on my weld mask, I always forget. Then I blind myself. Just about every time. Guys, it's super important, critical that you always check your welds afterwards. Sometimes you'll find them like this one. Look at this. Lack of penetration, porosity. Sitting there, basically put a pencil between. I'm just joking. Yeah, forgot that one totally. See? Right there. If I would have had my welding hood on, turned to grind mode, I'd be blind right now. Extremely important. Number one, don't lose your pliers. My pliers now. Oh, there. Extremely important. Make sure your tips are always good and tight. Number two, just replace your consumables. Just do it. Stop worrying about it. It don't cost too much. And it completely changes everything. Absolutely everything. All right, well, I don't think there's anything left for us to do besides give it a test. I'll bring you guys along. All right, this couldn't be better timing. Fire's kind of dwindling down to coals, and we're ready to get some more firewood on for her. So let's find some nice long logs here. You see some of these, needs to be closer to something like that to fit in nicely, without having to struggle too much. So in theory, I'm gonna grab my tape measure. So in the end, I'm kind of hoping for about a 16, 17-inch log. So let me take this out and kind of show you. Close this up. From tip to tip, just a little over 15, gives me extra room. come down with the saw. Kind of the hope is I could stack a few in here, right? And get a few good. Just all in one shot. There we go. Quite a few stacked in here, actually. But shouldn't be a problem. See how she goes. So, right off the bat, I would almost recommend loading it on this side. So we're in a reverse here. Just the way the chainsaw's geometry is. You know, I'd probably assemble this the other way. Well, no. So, kind of lay on this thing a little bit, make sure it's lined up real nice and nothing's really coming past this flat here. So then over here, I've got a real nice guide. So as long as I cut mildly straight, it should be all right. There we go. See if we got them a little too long or not. Yeah, all these should be just fine. Sweet. All right, time for some paint. But only after we stoke the fireplace up. It's getting cold in here. But open everything up. Get some of our wood ready. We just cut. There's a couple different air inlets on here. You always try to make sure they're nice and clear so you're getting good air. Let's see. It is hot in here. Which is good. Getting hot on the fingers there. We'll stick a couple smaller ones in there while we're at it. So we maybe have to load it a little bit less. All right. Let that thing rip full wide open here. Nothing better than a wood fire. Tell you that much for free. You guys warmed up yet? It's about time to start turning that thing back a little bit. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out in the shop with me. Hope you stay warm. See ya.